Hi, we're the Strands, and we're going to be solving the problem of the decline of pollinators. My name's Daisy, and I'm going to tell you a little about our problem. When a bee flies at you, what do? Do you try to swat it away, or do you scream? What you don't know is that that little bee is actually doing a super important job for the health of our ecosystem and our world in general. Pollinators, they're not limited to bees, keep our environment clean and diverse, maintain the habitats for many other life forms, contribute to food safety and the reproduction of plants, and also just maintain the health of our ecosystem in general. Pollinators, though small, are mighty. They're doing a really important job, and they're really keeping us safe around the world, and that is the scope of the problem. It's so important that we maintain their health and protect them the best that we can. Oh, hey, did you know that 1/3 of the food that we eat exists because of pollinators, and that 1 of every 3 bites of food is owed to a pollinator?
Wow!
With an increase in the misuse of pesticides, habitat loss, climate change, and urban pressures, pollinators seem to have no chance. So how can we protect these different species that maintain the health and wellness of our world, stay healthy and well themselves? That's where we, the Strands, come in. We've looked at this problem from every angle, talked to farmers and those with stake in this problem, and analyzed every perspective to come up with a solution that will both protect pollinators as well as give us broad benefits and make our world more beautiful.
Speaking of farmers, that's where I come in. Hi, my name is Erica, and I interviewed some farmers from my hometown to help our research. So, pollination is the process of transferring pollen from the male part of the flower to the female part of the flower so that the plant becomes fertilized to be able to produce seeds or other fruits. Pollinators also support the reproduction of about 88% of the world's flowering plants and 76% of leading global food crops. Without this adequate pollination, fruit and vegetable crops fail to reach their full yield potential, which can lead to shortages of healthy foods and drive up prices of the food we have now. This in turn worsens existing supply chain challenges in feeding a growing global population. A lot of people who aren't educated in this side of agriculture believe that strict pesticide regulations when it comes to farmers bringing the hammer down on them is the only thing that can help protect the pollinators, but it's not. The farmers I spoke with had explained that using pesticides isn't always harmful as long as it's done carefully. For example, all 3 of the farmers I talked to, they spray early evenings, at dusk, sometimes a bit after dusk, like how we are outside now, or very early in the mornings right before dawn hits. That's when most pollinators are not active, which is why they would spray during that time, so they wouldn't hit the pollinators. While this does suggest that stronger guidelines could work, especially if they come with agricultural education and better communication with beekeepers, the problem isn't just on farms. Some homeowners' incorrect use of store-bought pesticides might actually be a bigger threat to the pollinators than the responsible farms themselves. The best approach, though, seems to be a system that encourages safe timing, careful chemical choices, and pollinator-friendly habits.
Hi everyone, my name is Deanna, and I'm going to share a solution of protecting pollinators and helping them thrive again.
Our solution is to help replant and restore native species. Over time, urban development, habitat loss, and pesticide use have all destroyed many native plants that pollinators depend on. So you may be wondering what native plants are. Native plants are species that have evolved and grown naturally in a particular region or ecosystem for thousands of years. These plants are very vital because pollinators have grown with these species for many years, and restoring them will help rebuild balance into our ecosystems.
Here in North Carolina, native species like milkweed, black-eyed Susans, and purple coneflower provide food and shelter for bees, butterflies, and other pollinators.
We plan to make meadows and gardens where there is free space and also have them alongside roadsides, highways, and open community spaces. That way we can turn urban developed areas into safe, thriving habitats. Now let's talk about cost and practical impact. Behind me you will see a great list of very important information. According to the Audubon Society, native plants require less water, fertilizer, and pesticide use, which saves money and resources over a long time. The Michigan State University Pollinator Program actually also explained that while the initial cost of the plant might be a little bit higher just to plant everything, native plants actually become really quickly self-sustaining, which will lower maintenance costs year after year. We plan to seek funding and grants from plant societies, conservation groups, and environmental organizations. There are already many programs in North Carolina that support pollinator gardens and native plant initiatives. By partnering with groups like the Exodus Society and local nurseries like the Carolina Natives Nursery, we can source plants locally to reduce shipping costs and improve survival rates.
My name is Sis, and I would like to talk about our solution.
The best part is that it's all backed by evolution. All the native plants and pollinators have been working together for the longest time. Once we reestablish the relationship, they start to take care of each other naturally. Pollinators help the plants reproduce, and those plants provide food and shelter for the pollinators. It's a well-balanced and mutually beneficial arrangement that helps both sides. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight. It'll take time and effort, but once you just maintain it, it's a big task that will.
However, if we invest the time that's needed for them to grow, and you don't overtrim it too much, and you just plant based off the season and give the space to grow, you start seeing the results. Once everything is set in place, the pollinators will just do the work for us. However, you gotta take care of them. It's not just gonna, work like that. So it's a solution that'll take time, but when it's done right, it pays off.